Hey everybody, welcome back, Northernlion. Not Binding of Isaac. It's not the Binding of Isaac. It's Spelunky. It's a different game. I died to Olmec last time, but honestly, like, it wasn't that embarrassing. Like, dying to Olmec is a little, you know, bro, you just posted cringe. But the run was like a little. Why did you? Like, in my heart of hearts, I thought to myself, And by the way, it is gonna work out because at the end of the day, we're using a rope to get the ghost pod, which is, like, we consider that a pretty good turn of events. But that run was going nowhere. Like, in all likelihood, we had something like 2 bombs. That's, you know, you can't even finance like a kid's birthday party with that kind of, I was gonna say with that kind of firepower. It's not that kind of purchasing power. That's what look. It's a bit of a strange metaphor. I'm not gonna suggest that it makes a ton of sense. By the way, definitely cannot believe that we've kind of made it out of here semi-unscathed. Hate to lose Monty, but it is what it is. Great throw. Anyway. It was a bit of a success just to have lived that long at the start of it. Could have handled that a little better right there. I do feel like it's worth pointing out, this floor has had like an enemy density that, to me at least, you know, having not measured it, kind of feels off the charts. It's just a little much, you know what I mean? Moles popping out, spiders, skeletons, lions and tigers and bears, oh my. As for the Torquies, I'm not against dropping the turkeys off at Yang. We gotta admit, I am against dropping the turkeys off at Yang. Which is not a euphemism for going to the bathroom. Now that one of the turkeys, you know, woke up dead. No, not again. I told myself I wouldn't let this happen again. We have less recourse for sure to consider an invitation to Yang's palace. I don't know, I'm feeling a little sloppy. Yoink! We still want the other turkey, like the one that we've already gotten here. Because, you know, if we get some bombs, like, there should be a shop here. If we get some bombs, might be able to blow it up, for example. Which seems like the most likely course of events right now. Okay, because we can't lose Monty. So we'd rather just have that happen and then drop real Monty down there. I thought about trying to get the mole, starring Anderson Cooper. I just don't think that we could make it in time. Help, and over. Okay. Oh, be careful. Monty, donkey, do. Dude, where's my shop? Dude, where's your shop, dude? Nobody knows. It's okay. Should be fine not taking damage here. Just gotta hit the button real quick. Look at that spider. Lives unperturbed. Look, that's a live and let live situation. Now, early altar. You love to see it. We got enough money to do some real damage, either to ourselves or to the game. I hope to the game. I don't want to damage the game. You know what I mean. I want to coexist, but, you know, with me drawing up the terms. So we should, this is sincere, we should do the important stuff first. So one of the, like, I think old me, don't fall farther down. That's fine, actually. Old me would have not prioritized the Ujat-Eye, and then we would have been in a rush. I would have, like, dropped off the caveman first. That's not smart. You got to do some triage here. Praise Baldy as well. What's the triage? Okay, so you got the most important thing, and then you're also going to get Monty. We probably should have come up the other side, but that's okay. I can't believe we didn't trigger the enemy there. And then, to get to the altar, there's multiple ways to kind of send this. If we're gonna take the long way, that's fine, because we are, like, you know, we're not really rich on ropes or anything. That's very nice. It's a great item. There has been some discourse on the Discord, NL. Is it just me, or does NL, he's doing cape instead of jetpack? Like, there was a run where we threw the jetpack away to take the cape, or we had the money for jetpack, but we took cape instead. I think if you go black market path, you can... I'm trying to think of how to describe it, right? The answer is yes. I feel like, and it took me a while to come to this conclusion, but I feel like the cape is better long term, because you can continue to hold it into Neo Babylon without feeling like you're at great risk of personal distress, right? You're not going to explode immediately if something hits you. They're both good, don't get me wrong, and we'll buy out the stock here. They're both good. Actually, they're both great, I would say. I would take it a step further and say they're both great. However, yeah, I would say you got me. And I think we're just going to take the ghost pot and get the heck out of town. Don't have a ton of time. Unlikely to get the Kapala even with that sacrifice there. This is like a absolutely horrible setup. Got a little lucky. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I think the jetpack is much, much better in the early game. If you had the option to pivot from, like, jetpack to cape at some point, like maybe you could blow up the altar, for example, then I think that's sometimes going to be your best course of action. If you don't have the ability to pivot, which you most of the time can't guarantee that you will, then yeah, I think if you could only choose one, I think I would rather have the cape. But it's close. And definitely, I can't believe that worked. On top of being close, it's also like I had a different opinion on that a month ago, and I may have a different opinion, you know, a month onwards as well. Donkey, 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 donkey. We definitely want to go black market. I would have been a little upset if we had died there, because we threw the fire at him and he just jumped over it and didn't roll. Little strange. I think this torch is gonna send him to the Shadow Realm pretty quickly. Yeah, dude, that's pretty good. We did this really quickly, so bombs are good. HP's fine, not great, but the Kapala is definitely like in the cards for us in the future potentially. This is fired. Yeah, because that's the arrow, but you gotta check it. Now I would like to. I normally don't do this, but go ahead and break them off with a little preview of the remix. I wanna. Frick. Frick! Yo, you said frick, though? I want to get the ghost pot, because 5 grand is worth something to me. This is so stupid. Like, what am I doing here? We know how this ends. Like, it ends with me accidentally breaking the ghost pot and dying. So instead of doing that, why don't we just leave, dude? Yeah, okay, so, like, I'm embarrassed we use so many ropes, but at least we're not gonna put ourselves in imminent danger. And, I mean, we are getting the ghost pot, which is not worth nothing. Is that Monty over there? Monty! I can't get you because I used too many ropes and I pushed this thing out of the way like I always do. Nothing personnel, kid. Okay, so remember, you and I both know this is not going to be Child of the Forest. It's 2-1. Instead, it's going to be like a little funky, it's going to be a loot hole. Don't call it that. I'm gonna call it whatever I please, okay? If you got a problem with it, if you got an issue, here's a tissue. Michael Caine, Austin Powers Gold member. Words to live by. I did not mean to rush down here. Okay, we also do not wish to blow up the fire there. Or the opposite. We don't mean to fire the web. How do I shot web? Remember that? Anyway. Because we wanted to get the paste more easily. But it's fine. We're actually, like, this should be Kapala Junction here. Okay. Just be cool. Be cool. We grab him. We drop him. Probably like two living bodies away. If we need more, we can go back for Monty, and we do need more. Is that an... It is an idol. Ooh. Monty. So this will be Kapala for sure. Just waiting to see if that guy turns around. He didn't. He did. Hey! You jerk. You a-hole. Okay, that's big. Very important. So we are at risk of demise. We don't need to carry the torch with us. We know where the exit is. Easy. Didn't even break a sweat. Heart rate monitor's going like ga-dunka, dunka, dunka, dunka. Yoink. So we're just gonna take the shortcut basically out of feeling of necessity here. Safe, 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 safe. Okay. Good. Very, very nice. Very good. This is the black market floor. We can tell because of the pixels. So it's... So of the utmost importance, we don't take too long. We desperately need some HP. To the extent that I'm like, you know, maybe we should just murder the Child of the Forest. This isn't even Child of the Forest. So there's a spicy play for you. Killing the lightning bug. For a little bit of blood. It do be blinking. This is gonna work. It's taking so long, though. That's not how you do it. That's how you do it. I think it's around there. Or around there. We gotta be mighty careful it doesn't blow up the ghost pot, obviously. No fear, but also bad bomb. What? Okay, I would describe this as like one of the rudest possible positions, and we've wasted so much getting here, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I was hoping we'd be able to get some blood out of that, but that's okay. Hold on. Hold on. No, I can't get it anymore. Just don't lose hope on that. And keep... We don't care about this either. Just drop it and get... There's been very... very sloppily played section right here. Let's go. 2 HP. Okay. Grab yourself the clover. Oh my god. Alright, 1 HP. I'm not a smart man. Dude, is the Hedgehog like the worst item in this game? Isn't it just like a really expensive glasses that also grants you access to an Eldritch door? Not eldritch. Let's call it, I don't know. I don't have a good word for it, honestly. Okay, we want as many bombs as possible. I'm just saying on its own merits, it's not that good. We want as many bombs as possible. That's big. There is a crate for free. This is probably a situation where it behooves us to purchase Montgomery. I would agree with that. Hey. Climbers, if possible. Now, I think we got, like, the dream items. Like, this we can get anywhere we want to get on a floor with this. In fact, I don't really see the need to purchase anything else that's available. We do want to go... We only have a minute and a half for one. We do want to go through the top. Because there's still a child of the forest. We don't have a ton of time. However, if possible, we'd like to milk a little blood out of this. Out of this, our best friend. So that we can... in the future, if we get more blood from other enemies, we'll be safer. You know what like we'll be closer to our end goal of having 2 HP, which is embarrassing to say, but I think we just, if possible, use one of our many bombs to sneak down and like forget the idol. We don't care for it. That's 2 HP. That's 3 HP. Okay, so who dares wins, hopefully. Take a little caffeine. Alright. Poorly played for a bit, and now otherwise okay, I think. As long as you don't just, like, walk into... So can I walk you through that one? In my head, I said, as long as you don't walk into the man-eater. Now, wouldn't you know it? Right behind the man-eater. Wouldn't you know it? You're not gonna believe this one. You're not gonna believe this one. There was a bear trap right behind the man-eater, dude. Right behind the man-eater. Little bear trap. How about that? Ooh. You got me again, Derek. You got me again. Oh, well. You know what we say to that? We say run it back. Meant to grab him, but it's hard / impossible. This is tilt. On tilt. You got 3 HP still. It's fine. You got nothing to fear. You got 3 HP. That's not a lot, but it's more than 0. Am I willing to spend a resource here? I am. Because that was my way of telling you that I'm trying to untilt. Could have easily just tried to whip it, failed, and then restarted the run. No, we're gonna try to pull ourselves out of the muck on this one. So yeah, let's call it a combination of a particularly devilish setup and also some inattention from the streamer. Okay. I'm always stoked whenever we, and by we I mean me in this case, but I'm always stoked whenever I have a good run in Spelunky 2. Because it means, I think that skeleton's coming back to life. Maybe not. Because it means that there is an expectation that we could do it again. You know? Previously, like that's how Spelunky 2 seems to work for me. You go in cycles, right? Like for a while you're like, I'm trash. And then you have one run after so long. You have one run that shows like a little confidence and a little competence. And then you give, praise Baldi by the way, you give people a little glimmer of hope. And rebellions were built on hope. I actually wanted to talk about Star Wars. Disney's going hard, huh? Surprising nobody, admittedly, but I gotta admit, so, you know, I've been talking up The Mandalorian. I've been like, I think it's a great show. I think it's kind of like the show of 2020, is the way I would describe it, which is kind of overly circle jerky for sure. You know, like, is there a show of 2020? I mean, there's probably a lot of shows people have liked in 2020. But it feels like the one that the most people are talking about that also is getting like a groundswell of maybe like some critical support. That's gonna get it. Not the way I drew it up. And no, I don't think we need to spend a rope. We just need to be good. See ya. Shouldn't have done it like that, but it is what it is. Anyway. So it really seems like, you know, Disney was like, oh, people seem to like The Mandalorian, so you know what we're gonna do? Release 100,000 Star Wars properties in the next 2 years. Andor, not Endor. That's the moon with the Ewoks. There's a like a standalone Lando Calrissian movie. There's a you know, like, I'm not anti. You knew this was coming. That was just too hot. I'm not anti feeding the beast, okay? Like, look at my YouTube channel. I understand feeding the beast, and I understand, you know, if people tell you we love this new Star Wars thing you got going on, of course, you know, you're not necessarily the bad guy just for being like, hey, you know, here's some more Star Wars. But it's just like, you ever think that maybe it's just like a little much? Like, I get the way, and people, I don't know, like, so many, like, this is a rude thing for me to say, but I'm gonna say it because there's a nugget of truth. Like, so many people who were born in, like, the year 2000 will, like, and again, I apologize if this describes you, but, like, I mean, I know in your private discords, you're like, he's born in the 1980s, okay, boomer. So, like, I have the courage to say it a little publicly, but so many people that were born in, like, you know, after the 2004 election will, like, try to explain business to me. It's called profit, NL. You wouldn't understand, and that's because Disney has a, yeah, no, like, trust me, I get it, and also I understand being cynical about it, which is what I'm doing right here. But I am also, like, doesn't it make, I don't know, maybe I'm just, because if they announced 100 Marvel things, which they kind of did, I guess, I would be like, you know, that's, I mean, I don't know, I'm kind of like, Marvel's at a local minimum for me right now, just because, you know, you've taken a year off, and the psychosis has ended, but, and also, you know, it's just kind of still the start of a brand new phase, but, you know, the flip side of that is, like, when they announce, like, 17 new Star Wars properties, like, don't your eyes just kind of glaze over? Like, I guess there's some built-in bias, okay? And the bias is, the more projects you announce in the same universe at the same time, the less confidence I have that any project individually, that was smart, that any project individually out of them is any good at all. You know what I mean? If they were like, we're announcing like one Star Wars, I'd be like, oh, so you're really giving it its all, right? But when they're like, we got like 1,000 Star Wars things in production, we should have just bought the power pack. I'm playing a little sloppy here. When they announce like 1,000 Star Wars properties are in production right now, I'm kind of like, I expect maybe 2 of these to be any good at all. And I could be wrong, you know? I have no reason to root for them to be bad, let me put it that way. But I don't know, I feel almost like Disney should take like a cue from OPEC. You know, the oil cartel that controls the supply and thus the price of oil in the world. I feel like they should take a cue from... So I'm just going to tell you that I had the confidence that I was not going to have that happen there. Which is embarrassing. Let's... You know what? Let's do a speed run. Let's do some speed runs here. My brain's in the right place for it, apparently. It all went terribly wrong. Like, just ration the Star Wars out a little bit. You know what? Like, it's just a... You can't... I mean, I guess they are rationing in the sense that... In the sense that they're not all coming out, like, immediately, but... Even just the announcement was enough for me to roll my eyes, but maybe I'm just kind of like... I don't know. I'm constantly kind of like on an inversion of pop culture, I think. And not even just by being, you know, my normal semi-contrarian self, but like... I'm always like I'm like a first derivative away from where the norm is on pop culture. Like Mandalorian, like I was down on Star Wars, not such a huge fan, right? Lately. And then I started watching The Mandalorian, so I'm like more up on Star Wars. However, because I'm up on Star Wars is like... It's like my rate of change towards the Star Wars franchise is now trending in the negative. You know, the First Order... Get it? Gian Urso. It's speedrun, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Is negative. There we go. That's what we're talking about. So I think people are like, you know, shouldn't you be happier that there's more Star Wars now that they've... This is comical. Now that they've, like, you know, they've done a good one. And I'm like, nah. Now I'm like, no, you got too many. Again, I recognize that maybe I'm part of the problem there, or maybe I'm entirely the problem. My own problem, that is. I don't know. I feel like I didn't make my point well there at all, which is also fine, you know? Kind of trying to play the game at the same time. I dispute that I was hit there, quite frankly. My personal take is that I was not hit there. Now, I might have some bias in it, but I think if you go and you look at the overlapping Z layers, you'll find that I'm actually correct and astute. So, don't turn away from the video yet, and not only because YouTube's algorithm rewards watch time, but also because this is not going to be a one speedrun Andy. Instead, we are going to be playing... I'm not going to say like as many speedruns as possible, but like we're gonna keep it going for a bit, because obviously like the first few runs didn't really work out the way that I expected or intended. We're going to Volcana, lads! Bad. Shouldn't have been in there, but you know what? It's okay. So we're going to be out of here by 2 minutes. 2 minutes is roughly, I think, where we need to be. You got to remember that, you know, it takes a little extra time to go through the Olmec fight. We can't use the drill because we don't have the Ujedi. So there is no Vladimir's cape here. I actually think, though, that, like, it might... I don't know. So what I was thinking is, like, what if we just blew up the altar? That was so lucky. Like, what if we blew up the altar? And then we would get a cape from Dracula. Because Dracula would pop out after Kali was upset. But I think it's dumb. And I'll tell you why. Because I... learned how to make persuasive essays in, you know, English class from like 5th to 10th grade. Actually, like, you know, 4th grade to my first year of university, actually, when I no longer had to take any English classes. I don't actually think the cape is that mission critical for a speedrun. Something like, paste. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. I don't think that's even up for debate, quite frankly. Paste, more bombs, you know, etc., but... I guess the way I would describe it, I feel like offensive items are very important. Items that prevent death in normal circumstances, kind of like of a secondary value right now. I can't believe the turn of events that happened there, but I'm not really mad. I did try to get the cape there, I'll admit. I'm not... Oh my. I'm not really mad about that. I think actually just getting 1 HP for a bomb is kind of okay. My real problem is how we kill Tiamat, right? Like, I don't know how we get, I don't know how we get the firepower to kill Tiamat. And, like, paste is pretty important, or, like, a gun. Like, we need a shotgun. Oh, we can just leave, that's right. Okay, so we're at 3 minutes. It's not bad. I mean, truth be told, we don't really maybe have to worry about Tiamat, which is apparently not how it's pronounced for the 1 quadrillionth time, but we don't really have to worry about Tiamat until we make it through Neo-Babylon, which is ambitious in and of itself. Sometimes slow is fast. Not always. Like that time, I would say slow would have been fast, but that's okay. Dude, it would be sick if we could still somehow get Excalibur, but obviously that's not in the cards for us, and that's okay. Nope. Okay, so this path is just garbage. Just the truly cursed directionality to this. And I would say consumer confidence here is at an all-time low. Definitely, I would invest like 45 seconds to try to get a Monty if there's one available. Probably, in my opinion, one of the greatest gamers in gamer history for that move right there. The fact that we're still alive is kind of stunning. I mean, this is a pretty impressive... Oh, I was just hoping the physics applied to octopi. Octopodes, sorry. But I think you gotta admit, like, this is a pretty impressive run when you recognize that we literally have no items. Like, we're actually itemless. Which is why I'm carrying, like, the mine. The idea that maybe we can go to Wetfur and at least get, like... Oh, come on. We can go to Wetfur and at least get, like, spike shoes or something. Because we only have 3 bombs on top of everything else. I don't know why sometimes I feel like my brain, like, just plays better. Okay, we don't want to take forever, obviously, but... Like, sometimes I just think when I play fast, it's like, Esto... Bro, I'm dead! Alright, I'll give you one more. All because I tried to make that jump without also... obviously... hitting my head on the spikes, which would have been comical. But we didn't need to worry about it that much, because we obviously were not going to hit our head on the spikes, because we obviously didn't have the spring shoes, because we obviously had 0 items whatsoever. Also think, like, in speedrun terms, why don't we just break every ghost pot we see as soon as we see it? Obviously, a strategy that feels kind of like high risk, medium reward, but, you know, you only need to win 1 run. Wow, that was exact change. You only need to win 1 run in Spelunky 2 speedrun terms for it to matter. Again, I feel like I'm not breaking it right away just because there's no reason to yet. Yeah, this feels like a situation where we're actually much better off not following my incredibly dumb strategy and instead just doing that. There were some climbers in there. I will admit there's a mighty temptation. This run's actually like a lot better already. Just to be sure. Now, I think we should go Volcana. We'll try it. We don't sweat that. We just leave. You see the frame perfecticity, as Dan would say? Has Dan completed this yet? I have to acknowledge, like, I think I'm slightly, and this is not even, like, trying to be a flex in the least, I think I'm slightly ahead of Dan from the perspective of, like, getting to the shooting Hundun in the face with the arrow. And by slightly ahead, I mean neither of us have done it, but I've gotten closer. Obviously, Malf and Bear and etc. have already done it a long time ago, but you know, I'm not trying to flex, but out of the, or it's not even a flex. I'm not trying to come up with an excuse, but out of the content creators with the young children, you as a mother, you wouldn't understand. Out of the average gamer camp, Dan and I are still in competition on that one. But I will also say, and I mean it with no disrespect, I'm actually like, I'm stoked for him. Dan has also done an eggplant run. Maybe 2, which is, like, I haven't even attempted those. Which is to say that I could still do it on my first attempts. No, obviously that's not what we would expect, but, I'm stoked for him. It's pretty impressive. Okay, this... Really? 7? What do you cost? 75? I would rather have, maybe we'd rather have spike shoes, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, I think I'd rather have spike shoes. This is well worth the time investment, I think. This helps us a ton on the tide pool. Spring shoes obviously helps us a lot, you know, for just locomotion purposes. Is this Olmec already? It is Olmec already. Man, that was fast. Just gotta at least take a quick attempt, right? And then immediately lose HP for no reason. I'm telling you, these speed runs are not super far away. Hold on, I got the doors here. Or someone's at the door? Okay, we're back. Now, where was Olmec? where was Olmec in the cycle? Okay, we're fine. Dude, I'm telling you, we have a real speedrun chance. Not necessarily on this run, but anything could happen. But, like, in general, we're probably losing some time on the Olmec fight because we're making him go so far. Maybe it doesn't matter at all. Ooh! But I feel like the 10-minute speedrun is, like, well within reason now. I definitely think it's possible. I definitely also think, like, it would benefit us a lot to have paste. I think I could have gotten them there. So 3 HP. Oh, dude, that's such a convenient place for Monty. You really, like, what do you need to make it work? I think you need, like, a couple of items, and the spike shoes might be up there. So I'm happy with that. And the climbing gloves are nice. So we don't love this. Okay, we're fine. Little slow. I really don't think you need the compass. What I do think you need is paste, unfortunately. Which obviously we do not have. Dude, that's another very convenient Monty location. I don't know what the heck just happened over there. I almost wonder if, like, another way out isn't to have, like, a rock dog. Little lucky. The idea being that just, like, having a rock dog could let you shoot at Tiamat. We might be a little slow here. That's the other thing. And normally in video games, that's not my problem. Okay, so that's not what I thought that was the exit. Just wanna play video games all the time and every day. We made it back to the ice caves. And I gotta tell you, with the climbers, no thank you. That's fine, it's fine. With the, no! With the climbers, I think we like doing the ice caves like this. GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2. Knew all about them since they were new. Forget that, dude. We're gonna get hit by the Yeti if we go in there. Just wanna play video games all the time and every day. Okay, so I mean, this is now where I would say things are getting a little real. Just wanted to be safe. I don't know why I thought I could climbing gloves off of those off of those guys. Oh, careful. Okay. Dude, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. How are we gonna get paste though? Normally we're a little slower through here. Try not to play so fast. Normally, again, I would say HP carries some value, but here we're trying to be a little more coy about it. I had to think about how these pots actually activated. You hear the sounds of revelry. Just chilling, dude. Whoops, actually, kind of meant to employ live and let live strats there. My apologies. I'm not going in! Why didn't I look at the shop? To at least have looked at the shop, dude. Okay, so I don't think you can just jump on her head, right? Like... No. Okay, but it was worth a try. I mean, when you got the gloves, you got the... when you got the... We got limited options, is what I'm trying to say. We got, like, no time at all. So you gotta be pretty clever. Yep. Alright, dude, we got a mighty close, though. 9 minutes, 42 seconds there. For now, thanks for watching. Let's not even talk about what just happened there. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps us a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Waiting for the end card to hopefully come up later in the video now. See ya.